Umaga. It is 6:06 in the morning here in the Philippines. I am in General Trias, Cavite, on the island of Luzon in the Philippines, part of an archipelago of 7,640 islands. I want to talk to you today about retirement. And I'm going to title this, Retirement Changes Things. The first year of my retirement felt awkward. I've been used to a routine or structure, if you will. You don't know how controlled your life is until you gain your freedom. And you gain your freedom by getting off what we call the hamster wheel. Think about it. For us in the United States, we started about 5 or 6 years old going to school. After completing kindergarten, go to elementary school, and high school. And then for me, I started working. I pretty much worked from the time I was 18 years old until I retired at the age of 58. About 40 years. First year of retirement, I felt stuck. I was conditioned to jump on that hamster wheel. I struggled with what to do with my time when I first retired. My wife was still working, so, I would get up, take her to work, pick her up when she got off, and in between that, sometimes I would contact some of my old work friends, maybe have lunch with them, something like that. And that was during the first year. Now, our offspring had settled in different parts of the world. The youngest two were raised in Chicago after I retired from the Navy while I was still working. They both vowed to move back to California where they were born. And they did. They had already done that. So we were empty nesters at this point. Now, my oldest son, he lives in England. My two daughters and youngest son, two of my daughters and youngest son lived in Southern California. And our middle daughter lived in Las Vegas, Nevada at the time I retired, which was 2016. Now, after our first visit to California and Las Vegas, after I retired, I convinced my wife to retire. So she's 12 years younger than I am. And so she was still working. And, it was just kind of it became a bit of a nuisance to have to ask for time off. I was in a position where I was in complete control of my time, or was in as much control as I could be. And she was still working. So after some discussion, I convinced her to early retire with me so we could travel without time constraints. Now, we did that. And then by the next year, we moved to Las Vegas, 6 hours away from Southern California. Now, 9 years later, today, we live in the Philippines. We've been here for almost 2 years now. I have peace and also challenges. I need the challenges though, so I don't get too comfortable and get lazy. I'm now taking on the challenge of learning to speak the national language of the Philippines, which is Tagalog. And as I started out this video with you, Magandang umaga, which means good morning. Magandang Magandang hapon is good afternoon, and Magandang gabi is good evening. So that's just a little bit of the language. Now, my wife was born here, so she speaks fluent Tagalog. Most people here speak some English. I haven't met anybody in any of the big cities that don't speak some English, some very fluently. I think, and I know that the latter two generations here they're teaching it in school as a second language. So, they speak more English than their parents or grandparents. My wife has family here, so that gives us something to do. She has a sister, brother-in-law, of course, a niece, and 3 nephews, and then of course there's their children, and then she has 3 aunts, and there might be 4. I know I've met 3. I've been to 2 of their homes. The other one, I haven't been to her home, to her and her husband's home yet, but they traveled with us when we first got here. And they have 2 uncles. I've met both uncles. I've been to the uncle in Samar that lives in Samar, on the island of Samar. I've been to his home. Have not been to the other uncle's home, but I did meet him. I've met him on a few occasions. And she got a bunch of cousins. They got a big family here. Not quite as big as the Cook family, but it's pretty big. So I'm 8,000 miles away from home, from where I grew up, which is Chicago, Illinois. And for now, I'm good. One of the things I urge to you, if you are coming up on retirement, or if you're a little younger and you're planning for retirement, is just to try to imagine some of the things that you thought that you would like to do, including travel. I would recommend some international travel mixed into your plans. You can do it before you retire, but definitely after, when you have more time and you're not restricted by the requirements of the hamster wheel. Some of the concepts that you have it may not expand until you are outside of the constraints and you gain your freedom back. Because then you'll start thinking more openly about what it is that you really want to do. It just enhances life. And I think if you make it to retirement, because not everybody will, for different reasons. You may not live long enough, God forbid, or you may, have some things that come up in your life that changes the trajectory of your retirement plans, and you end up having to work. So if that's what you want to do, even if it's not what you want to do, I'm asking you to please just do it one time. I guarantee you it will change your mind about things. It will. We are, being from the U.S., I'll speak on that. We are brainwashed to think of other countries in a way lesser than ours. And I'm here to tell you, it's not all true. It is not all true.